I bit the bullet and I quit my part-time job. It's been interesting, it's been a ride. If I don't take the risk now, when will I? And this is like the safest time to do so. Hey everyone, what is up and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Amanda and I create lifestyle, entrepreneurship, and some pop culture content on this YouTube channel. And I hope you guys stick around, join the fam, join the squad. We would love to have you here. And we would love for you to join this little community that we got going on. So if you're new here, like I said, my name is Amanda. I am 24 years old and I currently live in Montreal, Canada. About 4 or 5 months ago, I started my very own social media agency where I offer some video editing, podcast editing, social media management, and some consultations around the whole content creation world. I started this while I was still in school and working a part-time job, and then 3 months ago, I bit the bullet and I quit my part-time job after I graduated, and I am pursuing this full-time, completely full-time. Some disclaimers, I currently still live at home, so I don't pay rent. The only things I really pay are if I buy stuff for my food, I can buy coffee for my trips that I have, so I don't pay like rent or groceries, so I'm very privileged to do that. And that was like a number one reason why I was like, I need to start this right now, because if I don't take the risk now, when will I? And this is like the safest time to do so because I don't have a rent to pay every month, and I don't have as much financial obligations as I would have if I moved out. There we go. It's been interesting. It's been a ride. It's been something, to say the least. The past 3 months have been a roller coaster. There's been so many ups, so many downs, so many plateaus, and I kind of wanted to just dive in here and give a little honest, raw update of how it's been going. This is a little 3-month update, I guess, of being fully self-employed. I guess we'll just dive right into it. I also asked you guys on Instagram to ask me questions, so we're gonna tackle those at the end. There was 3 things I wanted to talk about today. I wanted to talk about the transition to being your own boss, money insecurity and financial insecurity, along with having stable clients. So the transition to being your own boss has been something so freaking weird. So we're so used to having like a fit schedule. Like, I don't know, I used to work Mondays, Tuesdays, Fridays, Saturdays, Sunday, and it was always the same hours every day, and I just got so used to the routine. And now when you're fully self-employed, you make your own routine, you make your own schedule, if you even have a schedule. Sometimes for myself, for video editing and podcast editing, it kind of just comes when it comes, and there's not like a stable schedule that's there. Of course, when I have like my own YouTube videos, like I post every Wednesday, I post my podcast every Monday, like that's stable. But like for the freelance work that I do, it's not a completely stable. So it's kind of hard to make a fixed schedule for that. That's been something that I've been trying to work on and trying to understand and trying to adapt to, because it's been very difficult. Also, being on top of things. You have nobody telling you what to do. You have nobody telling you that you forgot something, or that you're behind on something, or that you have to add something in, or anything. Like, you are in charge of everything. You are the person that's on top of everything. So if you miss one little thing, it's all on you, which is fine at the end of the day, because like you can only get mad at yourself. Like, there's no one else getting mad at you, but you have to be on top of things, and it's kind of difficult at times. And then you have to also make sure that you're taking time for yourself, which is something that I've been struggling with. It's like, I feel like I'm always in work mode and I never know when to like shut off. Or like sometimes I catch myself doing work at like midnight and I'm like, oh, it's okay. Like, this is the life, this is the hustle, whatever, whatever. But at the same time, like, it's not okay. And I need to realize that I can't be working every second of the day. And sometimes I'm like scrolling on Instagram and I'm like engaging with people. I'm like, oh, this is not work. But it really is, because I'm engaging with people on my work account. So it's just hard to kind of shut off completely, because it's not like a 9 to 5. You don't clock in at 9 and you clock out at 5. It's like you are working on your own time, your own schedule, and your own terms, and you are the only person that can make yourself completely clock out, completely shut down, and close whatever you're doing. So it's definitely difficult, and that's been something that I've been trying to adapt to a lot, is just knowing when to shut off, knowing when it's time to, you know, close the computer, watch a movie, read a book, hang out with my family, hang out with my boyfriend, hang out with my friends. Like, it's difficult to just completely shut off. Then we move on to money insecurity, which is something that I think hit me the most personally, is that the income is not stable. It's not like you're working 25 hours a week and making $12 an hour. It's not your full-time job, 50K salary. It is not that. It is literally up and down, and you never know how much you're going to make a month. There's some months where I make the same amount roughly, and then there's some months where I make a little less, or some months I make a little more. Like, it's really just like up and down, and you never really know, and that scares the shit out of me. I can't even imagine the people that quit their jobs and go into full-time stuff and have rent to pay. Like I said in the beginning, I am so lucky and privileged that I still live at home, so I don't have a rent to pay. But if I did, I think I would actually just cry every day, because it's just so like unstable and uncertain. And it just, like I said, at the beginning of the month, you never know how much that month you're going to get paid. So until like you're very consistent, and like I said, I'm only in this for 3 months so far full time. Obviously, probably when I hit the 1 year mark, I'll have more of like an estimate around how much I make a month, and hopefully it just keeps going up and up. But you never know. That's been something that I've been struggling with a lot. And like for what I do is I do video editing for YouTube, I do podcast editing for podcasts, and then I use some social media management with consultations. And in this type of field, you have to rely on other creators basically to create content. So if the people that you're editing for are taking a break, they're on vacation, they're not making content, like you have to rely on them to make the content for you to edit, which is why I feel like a lot of people, like sometimes they only have 1 or 2 clients, and I have like 6 right now. And of course, some of them are either on vacation, some of them only need me for certain times, some are taking breaks, blah, blah, blah. And that is something that scares me a little bit because like I said, you have to rely on other people to create the content for you to edit the content for you to get paid. So you're relying a lot on other people to create content, which is why I think you always have to just be outreaching and have other people in your back pocket and just have more than 1 or 2 clients if you're in this type of freelance role. Unless you're with someone who's like kind of very consistent and never take breaks, never takes vacations, stuff like that. Maybe it's a little easier, but I feel like it's always safer to have more clients. Obviously, don't take too much that you can't handle, but just having a little bit more to rely on. That's just my personal opinion. Also, something that I was talking to my therapist about actually, is that on TikTok, on the beautiful TikTok app, there are so many people who are self-employed, fully self-employed, just started, blah, blah, blah. And they're like, oh, like I made 50K this month. I'm on track to make like 6 figures this year in my first year, blah, blah, blah. And in my head, I'm like, oh my God, like I am not at that like caliber. I'm not at that like success rate. Like what's wrong with me? What am I doing wrong? Why am I not reaching the same numbers as other people? And at the end of the day, like I have to remind myself, 1, I don't know if these people are lying or telling the truth. 2, everyone's journey is different. Just because someone's making 50K a month doesn't mean I'm gonna make 50K a month. It's very unrealistic and it's very hard to get there. I also don't know who they are working with. I don't know their network. Like I don't know anything about them other than the number that they put on the screen. And that like really at the beginning was tripping me out. I was like, oh my God, like these people are making 50K a month and I'm like not making even 10K. Like what is wrong with me? What am I doing wrong? Like why are these people more successful than me? Like what, like maybe I shouldn't be doing this. And then all the self-doubt obviously comes in. And I think that's something that I had to kind of realize and like let myself know, like these people are talking about this on social media, talking about the money that they make when I don't even know if it's true. Unless they show me their bank statements, I don't know if it's true, and I don't want to see their bank statements, but you know what I mean? Like that was something that I had to deal with, and I was very like financially insecure about it because I was like, oh, these people are making so much money, I'm not there, what's wrong with me? And that's like something that I struggle with a lot. And then the last thing for financial and money insecurity is relying and adjusting to 1 pay a month. So what a lot of freelancers or a lot of self-employed people do is they have like 1 invoice a month. So for myself, I invoice my clients on the last day of each month and then they pay me on the first of each month. So relying on that 1 paycheck a month has been weird and been an adjustment because I'm so used to getting paid like once in the beginning of the month, another time in the end of the month. So then like I kind of have like 2 paychecks coming in. Now I have 1 and I have to rely on that one and I have to adjust to that one and I have to adjust to moving my money around and everything. So I've gotten a little bit more used to it now. And I don't spend as like much as I did when I like worked in retail and had like a reliant salary. Well, I didn't really make salary, but a reliant pay check basically. But yeah, adjusting to 1 pay a month, I didn't think would affect me that much, but it really was weird. It was a weird adjustment and I was like, wow, maybe I shouldn't spend all my money at the beginning of the month because now I have none for the rest, you know? So that was something that definitely I had to adjust. And then the last one is just stable clients. I kind of spoke about it a little bit in the beginning or like in the second point, but it's just like I said, some clients take breaks, some go on vacation, blah, blah, blah. You have to rely on these people to get yourself going and to get your money and get your paycheck and whatever. And at the end of the day, like you shouldn't be relying on people, but you do. Like when you're in the freelance world, when you're in the content creation world, when you're editing for people, you rely on them creating that content for you to edit and get paid. So that was something that I knew, obviously, because I was already doing this stuff before I opened my business and before I quit my job and did this full time. But it was just something that like, I get multiple sources of income, but because I was getting this one bigger source of income once a month only and nothing else that was like big, it was a weird adjustment and it took some time to getting used to. And now I'm like, okay, I'm constantly sending outreach emails because, you know, sometimes clients come and go, or sometimes they don't have as much content each month. So I'm like, having a variety of content and a variety of clients is very beneficial. So like I said, don't have one or two, try and have a little bit more. Unless you like have a part-time job or you have other things, that's not your main thing, I would say have more than just like 1 or 2 clients. Okay, so those are 3 points that I really want to touch on. And then I asked you guys on Instagram, like I said, some questions, and let me go find them and answer some of them. But honestly, I'm talking about like all the scary stuff, but it's been so fun because I've been able to just like work from wherever I want. Like I went on a trip to New York and I was able to work there. I went on a trip to LA, I was able to work there. It's definitely fun and it's definitely an adjustment. So it's like a mix of both. Like I don't think I would ever want to trade this for the world. Like I would never want to like go back to working for someone else and like having a white man tell me what to do. It's definitely an adjustment and you have to be ready for it, and you have to just realize that it's not all fun and games like these people on the internet show you, because it's fucking scary sometimes. But let's see, let me answer some questions. Do you earn more now than you did having a normal job? So I honestly make a little less than what I did when I was working a normal job. It happens. Some people quit their jobs when they're making a lot more. I was like, I can't work for someone else anymore. Like I can't do this. I need it out, and I wanted to take a risk and take a chance myself. I project in the next 2 to 3 months I'll be making more than what I was making at a normal job, but you never know. But at the moment I make a little bit less than I did at a normal job. Do you budget? If so, how? So I try to budget. I've used every budgeting thing in the world that I've found, but I'm very like, it's hard to budget, and because I don't have a rent or anything to pay, it's like I don't have like stable bills that come in other than like a phone bill or like my Canva receipts or like whatever subscriptions. So what I do is at the beginning of each month when I get my paycheck from myself, I put aside like around 25 to 30% of that paycheck to my taxes, so to my business account, so that I can save my taxes there for tax season. Because when you're self-employed, you don't pay anyone taxes really. You have to pay at the end when you file your taxes. So it's not like they don't come out of your paycheck. You get the full sum and then you put it away for yourself to pay the taxes at tax season. So that's one thing that I do. I always put my taxes aside because I'm like, I don't want to have to like struggle to figure this shit out afterwards. And then I usually put some to my credit card, I put some to my savings, and then the rest that's in my like checking account is for the rest of the month. And then if there's any left over, what I usually do is I just put that to my savings and then do it all over again. That's kind of, it's not really budgeting, but that's kind of how I play around with my money at the beginning of the month. How do you find consistent clients? So usually for YouTubers and podcasters, they post once a week. So that's been very easy to find consistency in that because they always have a video coming out. So that means I'll always have a video or a podcast to edit each week. So that's at least 4 things in a month. So that's like the type of consistency that I look for. But it's hard. Sometimes, like I said, sometimes people miss a week or they take a break or they're on vacation. So it's hard to find a consistency within that, but I'm trying. And for the most part, like I would say 90% of my clients are consistent on their platforms. So that's been fun. Is having a once a month paycheck easier or harder? And what have you learned? I spoke about this before a little bit. It is definitely a little bit harder because you have to just really budget at the beginning of the month and really realize that like you're getting that one pay and that's it. So that's been an adjustment. It's been, I would say, harder for me in the beginning. Now I'm kind of getting a little bit more used to it, but at first I was like, damn, like I really am only getting paid once a month, like weird shit. But yeah, it's been an adjustment and I'm slowly learning and slowly getting into it. What has been the best part and most challenging part so far? I think the best part is just having the flexibility within my schedule. Like I said, I was able to go to LA and work. I was able to go to New York and work. Like I have some things that I want to do in the future next year, like go to more like concerts and stuff, because as y'all know, like I love concerts. So I'm like, I'm able to go to these concerts that are not in my city and work on the go, which is like fun. It gives me more flexibility within that. Or if I have an event that I have to go to, or I have a family thing that I have to go to, like I have more flexibility to work different times than like have like a set schedule or like have to ask for time off. So that's been like really fun. And just working with the people that I work with, like some people I've been able to edit for has been so weird. Like I used to watch them growing up and I was like, wow, like I help them edit now or things like that. And the people that I've been able to meet along the way has been really, really cool. The most challenging part, I would say, is the financial insecurity that comes with it and just comparing yourself to every other business owner there is on every single social media app, because it's hard. It's hard to compare yourself and your success and your growth. At the end of the day, like, you're doing something great and you're doing something that you want to do. So don't compare yourself to other people, and I need to take my own advice. And the last question is it sustainable to live on the money earned? I would say yes, but I would start when you live at home, or start when you don't have a lot of bills to pay or rent to pay or things as such, because it's been very difficult to just maintain, I guess. I think it is sustainable depending on your lifestyle, of course. But like I said, it's only going to go up from here. You start at this point. Each month you try and get a little bit more, but I definitely think it's sustainable if you're doing it right. But yeah, that's all the questions that I had, and that's all I kind of really wanted to talk about for this little update. I think I'm going to do a 6-month update and then a year update. So this is my little 3-month update. I mean, I already spoke all about it, and I'm like, my mouth is dry. But it's been fun so far, and like I said, I got to meet so many cool people along the way, and I'm excited to grow what I got going. So if you're someone who's looking for a video editor, a podcast editor, someone for social media help, you want a consultation, you want to talk, send me an email or go follow me on Instagram, either at itsAmandaJuan or at juanmedia.ca. I think that's the Instagram. I'll leave everything linked below. But yeah, that's my 3-month update. It's been a journey, it's been a ride, it's been a roller coaster, but nonetheless, it's been really fun. So thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, please give this video a big thumbs up. Subscribe to me below. That really, really does help me. Helps the algorithm, helps people know that I'm creating content on this platform. Yeah, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye, guys.